Okay, so hey there, I hope you're doing fine, I hope you're doing great. And this is going to be a bit of a noisy video. I like really on a super busy street, so you have to forgive me in the audio because it's a bit overboard. But that's okay, that's okay. I'm sure you can still listen, but I'm gonna speak a bit louder for you. So I want to talk to you about stereotypes. I want to give you some advice about stereotypes and what do they mean for you, what should they mean for you and for me, you know? Because we all fall for the trap of stereotypes, you know? It's a bit confusing because you can sometimes speak about a certain people, a certain color, a certain ethnicity, or maybe it's about the profession, what they do, how they talk, how they dress. Maybe it's about their economic status, maybe it's about how wealthy they are, or if they are maybe a bit on like the lower end of the high end in, let's say, the food chain, like your economic status. So we all have to deal with stereotypes, right? We all have to deal with labels, with stuff. And the thing is, labels can sometimes be misleading. They can be mistaken, misguided, misunderstood. They are not necessarily bad. It's not that labels are made for like bad people, by bad people with bad intentions. No, it's not like that. It just kind of pops naturally. It's just the way we think. It's like a shortcut. Labeling people, it's easier than remembering like their full story of whatever they have to be, you know? So we are trained to like trust labels a little bit, and to a certain degree you should take labels into account. Like they are there for a reason. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Now, the problem with stereotypes, it's not that they are inherently bad. It's not even that they are wrong. Some stereotypes can be truthful. The problem with stereotypes is that they don't tell the full story. Stereotypes don't tell the full story. Labels don't tell the full story. When you say someone is black or poor or rich or wealthy or smart or slow or a computer geek or a sport person or a fight person or a hothead, it doesn't tell the full story of what that person is, or who you are, or what they do, or what's the story. So the real problem with stereotypes is not that they are lies or they are really ugly thing to put on people and labels are for cans and not for people and stuff. It's not that. It's they don't tell the full story, you know? So you have to be aware of your own labels and the labels you put on other people, because those labels can have like real impact on that person's life. It can have a real impact on your life, on my life, on anyone's life, you know? Because that's the thing with labels. It's not, I don't feel bad when someone tells me my color or my economic status or the thing I do. Maybe you like sports, or maybe you are an office person who works 8 hours a day. So it's not inherently bad, but you should know that's not your full story. Labels are not the thing that should define you, and are not the thing from which you should define other people. You shouldn't define other people with labels, because labels, although they are helpful, they are not enough. They are not enough in most cases. They are not enough to like get a clear picture of what people is or what kind of person are you dealing with, you know? Labels are like cheating. You know? It's harder to like get to know a person and fully understand what are they about. But it takes time, it takes effort. Yes, that's why labels are not enough. Because a lot of people have a lot of issues, and everyone has their own pros and cons, and their own issues, and they are like positive and negatives. But labels are not enough to describe people. Stereotypes are not enough to describe people. If you just call someone a hothead, or a football person, or a guns person, or a whatever person, it's not enough, because most of the time that's not the only thing they do, that's not the only thing they identify with. They identify with other stuff, with other people, food, culture, stuff. So labels, they are useful. Mostly on cans, not that much on people, but you should not trust on labels entirely. They don't tell the full story. You know they don't tell the full story. A lot of people will label you, and you will most likely label other people with stereotypes. But just take the time to fully know the full story. And you may not have the time to like take the full story on everyone, but on the people that you care about, on the people that you're going to be around often, or maybe just someone you just met, take the time to like get the full story, because that's where real power comes from. So that's it for this video. I really hope this tip works in your life. It's a good tip. I think everyone should be aware that labels are not good enough. Stereotypes are not good enough. They are not necessarily wrong, but they are not good enough to tell the full story. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you another time.